Yeah, he had a lot of energy tonight, so obviously took advantage, got the soreness out, got rest, had a good workout the other day, good workout this morning to come out. He had a pop to him for sure, and obviously a high-level dunk, obviously a momentum play for us. He was huge for us tonight. I mean, 38 points, assists, rebounds. This is a tough game against the Spurs. They throw a lot of different looks out there, but he got to his spots when he does, and he's really important to us.
Michael.
I mean, Taylor, just looking at Tyus's minutes tonight, and they were basically half of the last game. But what does it say about him? What does this say about him to have like this type of production, and when his minutes have been fluctuating the way that they have?
Yeah, I mean, it's a credit to him. Obviously, stepping into the starter role last couple of games, finds a rhythm. Now he shifts, back to coming off the bench. But I thought he had just great rhythm, especially in that first half. We played one of those groups started the second quarter a longer stretch. We didn't really sub until like under the 5-minute mark because those guys were balling. I think we were down 6 at one point. They ended up taking a double-digit lead. The ball movement, his play in particular. But it's a great trait to have, when you're shifting roles, starting, coming off the bench, 30-plus minutes, 17 minutes, but you go out there and you're still able to find your groove, whether you're starting the game, you're coming in at the end of the first quarter and third quarter. That's really impressive, and Tyus has had enough experience of that where it doesn't faze him. He was huge for us tonight. He really helped spark that second unit. That group in particular really helped us in that second quarter.
Coach talking about Tyus Jones. We were talking about Tyus Jones during the break, and just his impact on this team. As Coach was talking about, going from starter now, going to coming off the bench, and still just delivering whatever his role is.
Well, we have talked easy. When you've been going out and you've been averaging 25 points a game,
yes,
and now Morant's back. I mean, Tyus played 17 minutes tonight. This guy's been scoring 25 points a game and having all these assists and helping the team win and whatever, and now it's like, all right, now you're back to playing 17 minutes. Like, it would be very easy for a lesser guy to get frustrated.
Yes.
But instead of getting frustrated, he goes out and in his 17 minutes, he gives you 16 points. He gives you 3 assists. He gives you 2 steals, and he shoots 7 of 12 from the field. It's crazy.
He's also now got multiple threes in 7 consecutive games for Tyus Jones. Well, the Spurs, really early in the game, I thought it was a big
Spurs to see. Is there anything we can do to pry him away from you? Because he blocks shots. He doesn't take bad shots. He has the little floater. We see the little push shot underneath the rim. He is just a very good center in this league that can help a team win games because he plays the game the right way.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Grizzlies get the win tonight, 135-129. I thought it was big at the end of the first quarter. Taylor Jenkins very calmly just looked at the team and said, we're good. Just defensively got to pick up our urgency a little bit, and we've just got to be a little quicker. They're getting downhill a little too much and kicking it out for open shots or going to the free throw line. Grizzlies turned it up, hit the turbo boost in that second quarter, and it was huge.
44 in that second quarter. Yeah. That was a lot of credit. Was I think the first 5 possessions for the Spurs were 5 stops, and I think the Grizzlies scored 3 or 4 going the other way off of those stops, and so they did exactly that. Turned the defense up, and that turned into offense.
Thanks, man.
Ready to go.
We'll see you out on the road.
Yes.
Indiana.
Time to watch you guys on the app.
Yeah, man. Very nicely done. All right, we'll take a break here. That was the highest scoring second quarter in franchise history. The previous was 43, which happened 3 times and twice in the last 3 games for the Grizzlies. Also averaging 39 points in the second quarter through the first 6 games this month. And their highest scoring first half of the season. Grizzlies scored 76 in the first half, which was amazing because they almost got to Fisher's Law by the end of the third quarter. And, of course, when the Grizzlies get to 120.
It's the law?
It's the law. That's right. Come on, Chris. 18-1 now this season. Name a better law. Grizzlies win it tonight over the San Antonio Spurs. That is 8 straight wins, 9 straight over the Spurs for the Grizzlies. And it was a big night for the bench. San Antonio's bench was great on Monday. They were good again tonight, but the Grizzlies bench matching it tonight. The bench, 17 of 33, 5 of 7 threes, and then you had Xavier.
No different. Ends up with 8 points. He ends up with 4 rebounds.
14 minutes.
14 minutes.
40 points for the Grizzlies bench tonight, 16 from Tyus, and then you had 9 from Zaire, you had 7 from Santi, and 8 from Xavier Tillman. All right, for more on tonight's game, let's go courtside and welcome in from Grind City Media, Jessica Benson and Lang Whitaker for tonight's Rewind.
It's the Grind City Rewind. Jessica Benson and Lang Whitaker here following the Grizzlies' 135-129 win over the San Antonio Spurs. Lang, I think Jakob Poeltl is going to petition to never have to play John Morant in Memphis ever again.
Can we just call him Jakob Poster now?
It works. It hits well.
Twice, Ja is driven to the hoop.
Decisions can be made. I don't know what it is about this Spurs group, and John Morant gets up for them. I don't want to put anything more into it. The Spurs are a 13-win team, but well, averaging 38 points against the Spurs in his last 5 games. 38 points tonight on the dot for John Morant, who leads the charge and helps the Grizzlies yet again withhold a scrappy, young Greg Popovich coach team who keeps fighting in games.
You know they're not going to quit. But clearly the second quarter was the big turning point for this team. I think it's their 4th 40-point quarter in the last week. But the way that they came out in the second quarter, playing downhill, Tyus Jones really leading the way. Tyus finished with 15 minutes plus 16, something like that in the box score. But I thought the way Tyus played, and don't look now, but Zaire Williams is really kind of finding his way the last week. And I thought tonight, the second quarter, he was another catalyst for this team.
Yeah, ultimately, I thought this was a great example. Young Spurs team that's going to play hard. They're one of the worst teams in the clutch in the NBA in turnovers and field goal percentages. And meanwhile, the Grizzlies, who now have won 8 games in a row and showing the maturity. Jaren Jackson Jr. has a couple big rebounds down the stretch. Steven Adams has that second chance opportunity. And for both of those bigs to combine for, what was it, 39 points and 40 rebounds tonight, 5 blocks between the two of them. A solid night for the Bigs.
And Ja got you buckets down the stretch when you need it. The Spurs don't really have that guy to get you that bucket down the stretch when you need it. And when the Grizzlies needed it, it got closer at the end. Ja got to the rim and got the ball in the basket.
Grizzlies get the win. That is 8 straight, their longest winning streak of the season. They will head on the road to face the Pacers over the weekend, then back home on Monday for the big MLK Day game against the Phoenix Suns, one of the best of the year. If you don't have your tickets, get them at Grizzlies.com. This has been your Grind City Rewind.
Grizzlies not only winning 8 straight, 9 straight against the San Antonio Spurs, which is quite remarkable. Thank you very much, Jessica and Lang.
And unbelievably, I have just thought of a note that you have not mentioned. It is the exact
midway point.
Yes.
Well, yeah. We're at the midway point.
28 and 13, so you're on pace for 56, which is what you won last year, right?
Yep.
Hey, you won 56 last year. And that's losing Bane for over 10 games. That's losing Jaren for over 10 games to start the season. And so you've kind of withstood the injuries and still on pace. And last year you ended up having the second best record in the entire NBA with 56 wins.
I mean, I'm checking on scores. I'm going to check on what Denver is doing at this point. Denver is playing tonight. Grizzlies currently in first place. Denver's up 22 on the Phoenix Suns. So screenshot the standings again before the Grizzlies will be back in that second spot as Denver leads by 22. Big nights all around. Big night again by Steven Adams as well.
Bounce is just unbelievable.
These
are the things that are becoming commonplace that are just not commonplace things. It's like, oh, yeah, Steven Adams had 18 rebounds. Like, if anybody had 18 rebounds for the first 15 years we're doing this show,
we would have had a parade tomorrow.
Oh, my God.
A parade in our city.
And it's like, oh, a guy had 38 points tonight. Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
Guy had 18 rebounds. Yeah, we know.
Last 7 games, he's got 115 rebounds. That is unbelievable. Unbelievable. 18 again for Steven Adams tonight. 7 of those on the offensive glass. Also, he had the 5 assists. I got a good little nugget on the 5 assists. 5 assists tonight. That's the 4th time he's done it this year. He did it 19 times last year. Prior to last year, he had done it 8 times in his entire career. So pretty remarkable with Steven. All right, we're not playing the Spurs in the next game. But we travel to Indianapolis to take on the Pacers on Saturday after a couple of days off. 5:30 Grizzlies live at 6 o'clock. Tip from Indianapolis, and then back home Monday for the MLK Day celebration game against the Phoenix Suns. That one, 3:30 Grizzlies live, a special Grizzlies live, and we'll have tip-off on that one as well. And then the Cavs are here next Wednesday.
I guess the story was tonight that Halliburton went out hurt, and that's a incredible shame because
crutches.
Crutches. He's right in line to become an all-star for the first time in his career. He's had an absolutely fantastic season, one of the league leaders in assists, and that Indiana team has been one of the great stories in the NBA. But certainly without him, they'd be very short-handed. You got a chance at 9, and then looking ahead, Phoenix they've got the worst record over the last month of anybody in the NBA. I mean, you get this thing really going.
Yes, you can. And I'll have all the nuggets. I stayed away from all my nuggets tonight for you, Chris.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, you're holding them back? You're waiting
I'm
until
gonna
you get on the
I'm gonna
road?
hold up. I'm going to wait till we're on the
you
road.
get on the road?
Yeah, because they're all.
I had to remind you
all-
it's the midway point of the season.
They're all good. This wasn't so much a professional win as it was just you had to earn it, you got it, and let's get out of here. Let's move on.
Yes. Done playing the Spurs, right?
One more.
There's
in
one
San
more
Antonio.
there?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got one more there. But
Yeah.
I mean, these
But they've
have
all been
good.
close.
They've
All
been
four.
fun to
Or
watch,
all three.
actually.
Yeah.
And I actually like that we've had a real lack of competitive basketball games. I'm very grateful.